And we're recording. This is episode 11 of Peaked in College. We made it past the double-digit mark last episode. We're at the sticks episode 11. Made some big changes since the last time you saw us. We are now back to kind of being faces for radio. We're uploaded onto Spotify and Apple Podcasts. I'll try to get it uploaded to some other podcast platforms as well. But thank you to those that are listening on there. Please download, subscribe to the YouTube page as well. We'll keep getting the video content out there as well for the people that want to look at us. But
You've been wanting to say that for so long, David.
Yeah, but for on your commute to work in the morning, whether you're walking or driving or sitting on a bus or the train, just download our episodes and listen to Spotify. I feel like we're a little bit more accessible now. What do you think?
Yeah, I think so. I think this was a big transition. It makes sense. After, going from 4th and 10, we now got the first down on episode 11. And I think it's only up from here.
Yeah, I actually was reading some sort of article somewhere when I was like looking into getting our podcast uploaded. And apparently after 12 podcast episodes is when is like the mean or average time that people peel away and stop keeping up with their show. So we're at a big turning point in our show, and we're going to see if we can push through here.
This is the beginning of the end or the beginning of something better?
I think it's the beginning of something better. I got big dreams, big goals, big aspirations for this show.
Well, I know too. I think one thing that's going to be good about podcasts is like, our old show used to be called Faces for Radio. And some people just don't want to look at us. And so now they don't have to.
That's your solution. Yeah, exactly. If you don't want to look at us, no big deal. Now we got the podcast platform, so you can just listen in.
Yeah.
And if you hate our voices as well, then you can watch a YouTube show, but put it on mute. But we need to get those numbies up. So at least I realized that apparently to get a view on YouTube, you got to listen for at least 30 seconds. So you're waking up in the morning, 30 seconds of your day, and just put it on. Turn the volume off if you don't want to listen. No big deal. Give us that view with the 30 seconds at least. I don't know what the stats are for the Spotify, but hey, just download the episode, press play, have your phone on mute, and let it just run for us.
We're building a really loyal fan base, David.
We appreciate the numbies. That's what we're looking for. But no, I love to hear actually about. I don't know if people like have reached out to you at all, but when people reach out to me and they're like, hey, listen into your episode or watch your episode and enjoyed it or whatever, like I always appreciate that. Even if you have like constructive feedback, things you want us to talk about, things you want us to fix, like I'm always down and willing to make changes as well. I want the show to be like as best as it can, because no matter what we do, it's going to be fun for me and you, like at least in my opinion. So what I want to do is make it fun for the listeners or the viewers.
For sure. Tell us what sucks and tell us what you like. Either way, it'll help us.
Yeah, I love hearing from like I've heard from people from high school that I haven't talked to in like years, and it's like that kind of stuff keeps us going. It's nice to see that people are out there supporting.
Yep. Yeah, that's awesome. Completely agree.
And that's something that I've seen evolve over time, at least with my own personal opinions on things, and then just the world that we live in now. It's like I used to be so caught up in like what other people think, I guess, that I was worried about like even starting this show. I figured there would be some backlash. Like there's probably people out there that don't like the fact that we do it or that I do it, but it is what it is. Who cares? Like I realize this goes for like anybody out there that wants to do anything. Just do what your heart desires, and that'll bring you the most happiness. Like you can't just constantly sit and worry about what other people think, because you're just going to like limit yourself down the road. So, if you're a hater of the show, I get it. Like I said, put it on mute for at least 30 seconds and let it run. But no, that's my biggest piece of advice for people out there that are considering doing something like this or writing a book or doing whatever it may be. Like just go out there and do it.
Yeah. I mean, if you're thinking about it, it's probably something that you're interested in and you probably have a fun time doing it. I just do this for fun, it's a good time. So
yeah,
if haters going to hate, who cares?
Speaking of haters, I was at the College of Pharmacy the other day at Iowa, and I was like helping out with some lab. And we're supposed to, since we're the preceptor, basically, we're the teacher. Since we're residents, we go and help out, and then we have to give them like a feedback form, and the students like anonymously fill it out and give it back to us at the end of the day. They give it to the teacher, and then we pick it up from them. And I was reading the reviews on mine, and one dude, I could tell it was a dude by the handwriting, but he was like, David is very monotone and didn't seem excited about being there. And I was like, First of all, yeah, obviously was not excited about being there on a Friday afternoon. Second of all, I'm sorry that I'm monotone. What do you want me to do? Like go for a lab exercise and be super excited and pumped about it? Like that's not going to happen. I'm not going to be sitting there cheering and screaming inside the little lab room.
Right, right.
So the cojones on that kid, man.
So you got all the feedback forms.
Yeah, we got all the feedback forms and got to see what people thought about us. So that was one. And then some girl, like, there's a question that said, oh, what did it say? It's like, how approachable is he or something? And then it didn't ask for like a star rating or a number rating or anything. She just wrote like 4 out of the 5 stars for approachability. And I'm like, that's just like an unnecessary jab. You could say like very approachable, but have some, give me some constructive feedback or something, not
Right.
just
I
four,
mean, and
four out of
4 out of
five
5 is
stars.
like pretty good, like that's pretty approachable.
Yeah, but it's not really what you want to hear. Like if someone goes out of their way to give you less than full stars,
Yeah, right.
usually
Give
like you,
us 5 stars.
yeah, usually you comment and say like 5 out of 5 stars, like
Yeah.
because you want to go out of your way to tell them like it didn't ask for star ratings. You want to be like, yeah, 5 stars easily. That's like a
Yeah.
nice little pat on my back. But when you say 4 out of 5 stars, you might as well spit in my face at that point.
Was there any compliments that made you smile?
No,
Figured.
no, there's some that were nice, but not to the point where I would smile.
Yeah.
So who knows? Like maybe I got to work on my approachability and my excitement in my voice. So I apologize to those students.
Well, that's what we're here for, getting better every day.
Yeah, just trying to make improvements. Speaking of different changes, we've made, you can obviously see like on the podcast platforms, our logo. It's not an official trademark logo, but shout out my friend Key's girlfriend Jessica. We're all out to dinner, and I was just chatting about like how I want to make a logo for our show, and she just texted me later that night, and she crafted that one up. So shout out Jessica for that.
Yeah. Thank you very much. People who can do that stuff is amazing. Like that would take us what, 2 weeks of a lot of time each day to like get something even remotely like half as good as that.
Yeah, probably like 15 or 20 Google searches, like a few
Yeah.
YouTube videos, trying to figure out how to create content like that. Like I would just know how to open up a Word doc, maybe write it in bold letters and increase the size, and that would be our logo.
Insert some clip art.
Yeah, exactly. So that's all I know how to do. So I appreciate that, Jessica. Next, we gotta find a merchandise person and have them help us put some merch out there for the fans.
Yeah. Yeah. We'll probably make some t-shirts. So we'll have an update to that. Probably next show.
Yep. Waiting for those sponsorship emails to come in. I've been filtering through them. We're being really selective. We want to have only things that we want out there. The kind of products that we can support. So really filtering through. We appreciate the companies that have reached out so far. Your emails and your desire to be one of our sponsors does not go unnoticed. We appreciate that.
Yeah, for sure. Keep reaching out.
Yeah.
Your name might get on the back of our t-shirt. Who
Yeah,
knows?
yeah, you get a little logo on the back of our t-shirt. Next thing you know, you're blowing up. So we'll see what happens. We should do like on the back of our t-shirts, like those like tournament t-shirts where it would say like all the players on your team or all the teams in the tournament. We could just have
Yeah,
like
yeah.
all our guests that have been on the show.
Oh, that'd actually be awesome. Yeah.
Yeah, and we get them on there like featured guests. So that's also your drive too. Send us an email. Try to get on the show. We're always looking for new guests if you're interested in coming on and just shooting the shit with us for a while. Like just send us an email. We'll try to get you on there, and then you can get on the shirt too. So there's another perk.
Yeah. Yeah. No, we're always looking for new guests, and we might even try some new formats, more guests at the same time. So, yeah, please reach out.
Yeah, it's gonna be like one of those Zoom meetings at work. You just have like about 10 people from the office there. Everybody's like chiming in, trying not to interrupt each other at the same time.
And we all do anyways.
Yeah, I just know it's about to be a mess, but I think it might be fun. So
it'll for sure be fun. More fun than a work meeting with 10 people, that's for sure.
Yeah. But why don't we jump into grinds my gears, unless you have something else that you want to talk about first. But
no, I think that sounds good.
so of course I have a grinds my gears. We talked about a little bit one of my grinds my gears with the feedback forms there, but a different grinds my gears is ads. So I just hinted at our sponsorships. However, that's different in my opinion, because I'm talking about required ads that you have to watch. If you're on like these baseline subscription services and it just stops your video or your audio or whatever it may be and plays an advertisement that you can't skip, that definitely grinds my gears. Like I hate trying to watch like whatever it is, like even like commercials. You're like watching a movie on TV and you got to watch commercials. Like sometimes when you can fast forward through things, I like that. But the ads that
Yeah.
require you to listen or require you to watch really grinds my gears.
Like which app or subscription, or I'm just curious.
A big one that sticks out to me is Hulu. So I'm on like I have the baseline Hulu account, and there's like an
Yeah.
advertisement every like 10 minutes, and it's always like 2 or 3 minutes long. So like think about if you're watching like an hour show, and there's an ad like a 2 minute ad every 10 minutes. That adds so much time to trying to crank through a show.
Yeah. No, for sure. That's brutal. I don't watch a lot of Hulu, so that's why I was asking.
Yeah, I don't watch a whole lot of Hulu either, but my girlfriend and I started watching Love Island. So
Mm.
it's really long. It's like 50 episodes and they're all like an hour a piece. So it's an absolute journey to get through. But we just Googled like which was the best season because we didn't know if we wanted to watch like all like 7 or 8 seasons.
Yeah.
So we watched the apparently the best season first, which maybe was a bad idea, but so far it is really good. I would say like I'm a big fan of those like dating shows. I think that they're just kind of like ridiculous. They have good drama. They're fun to watch. I don't know. What are your thoughts?
Do you watch The Bachelor?
Yeah, I watched The Bachelor. I'm not quite caught up, so no spoilers, but I do try to watch that for the last few years.
I love The Bachelor and The Bachelorette because that means that I get a night to myself.
So you
That's
do
why I love those
so you do
shows.
not like watching those shows.
I will watch a few of them, like a few episodes, maybe every season. Have like a wine night or something.
You're like a
But
fantasy suites kind of guy or what?
yeah, yeah, it's fine. I'm a hometown fantasy suites kind of guy.
Big hometowns guy. Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah. No, I like The Bachelor. I think I used to hate it. I used to talk a lot of trash to Nate when he would watch it.
yeah,
Um, because you come home, you're like prime age for just ripping on your buddies all the time. I would come home from a long day of work and he's just chilling there by himself watching The Bachelor, and I thought it was like so lame. But then I started watching it like either like just sitting down next to him and watching and making fun of him, or just like watching with my girlfriend. And then I was like, all right, this isn't bad, I guess.
the one, I guess the one show that I did enjoy is Bachelor in Paradise. I feel like that setup, there's so much chaos that I did enjoy that a little bit more.
I've heard that. I've heard people that like really enjoy The Bachelor in Paradise, but don't love the Bachelor, like the regular Bachelor theme.
Yeah,
I think the concept of The Bachelor is like really ridiculous. And that's part of like the entertainment factor. But like, could you
yeah.
imagine going into a house with 30 other dudes trying to date one woman?
No,
Like, there's no
no, I
way.
literally can't.
Yeah, I can't even imagine it. Like, it's just ridiculous. So like the Bachelor in Paradise, or like the Love Island, those kind of shows where it's like a bunch of different people in a house trying to date each other. That's like, it just makes a lot more sense to me.
Yeah, yeah, that's such a big genre now. Like even my girlfriend's watching like the Love Is Blind show or something like that, where they like it's like blind dating at first.
Did you never watch Love Is Blind season one?
No,
Yeah, I got to watch season two. I did watch season one. It was pretty entertaining there too. You're like, do you know
I
the
didn't.
concept really, or?
Yeah, yeah, I understand the concept, but
Yeah, it's kind of interesting. I don't know. Do you think that's something you could ever do?
ooh, that I understand a little bit more.
Yeah, I
I mean,
feel like it's definitely a more like authentic way to get to know someone. I feel
yeah, for sure.
like you're not just like finding someone and sliding in their Instagram DMs and then like hoping that you get along.
Right, right. I
Yeah.
didn't realize that you had such a soft spot for all these kinds of shows. This is good.
Yeah, I do have a big soft spot for them. I think they're just entertaining to sit down and have a beer or a glass of wine and some popcorn or some sort of snack and just enjoy the drama.
Yeah.
What else? What other dating shows are out there that I watch? Too Hot to Handle on Netflix. You heard of that one?
Nope.
So that's like that one's a really silly concept too. It's like 10 or 12 single people go into a house and they're like in like some beautiful place. So they're always wearing swimsuits and everything. And the concept is they're supposed to date, but they're not allowed to have any physical touch at all. So they're not allowed to like kiss or do anything else. And if they do, like the whole house has like a total pot of money and it deducts from the pot of money depending on what you do. So like a kiss is like whatever, 2 grand. If you sleep with someone, it's like 20 grand, some other stuff in between, obviously. But so it's kind of fun to
That's
see.
wild.
It's fun to see like who prioritizes money over physical touch and desires. So it like really tests people, I think.
Yeah, that's hilarious.
And
Wow.
these these are
That's on Netflix. I'm gonna have to check that one out.
that's on Netflix. It's pretty good. There's a few seasons of that, and a new one just came out. So we started watching it, but we got to finish it still.
What's your if you were to rank your top three David Woods love shows, what are they?
Okay, there's another one that I'll mention, and I don't
Okay.
want to rank them top three, but I will give you top three, no order.
Okay.
But there's
Sounds
one
good.
there's one that makes the top three. Um, there's a few seasons on Netflix. It was on I think MTV or something originally, and now it's on Paramount Plus. So if you have Paramount Plus, check this out. It's called Are You the One?
Okay.
So Are You the One is you? It's like 10, I think. No, 20. It's 20. Single people that go into a house and they all like fill out a questionnaire beforehand of like what their desires are, who they're looking for, what kind of personality traits, all this. They go through like rigorous tests and all kinds of stuff. And then the people match them together. So they find someone that you're supposed to be with, or like who's your best match. And then you have 10 tries as a house to match up with your perfect match. So you have like they have dating time where you can like talk to people and everything. And then at the end of the week, they have like a matchup ceremony and they all have to pick like I say like Craig, I think you're my perfect match. And we sit next to each other and then like it tells us how many couples we got right. So you're a big like math guy. I feel like you would like kind of like
Yeah,
the
I would
concept of
like
that.
that.
Yeah. Yeah. You're a
That's
big percentage
a
guy.
fun
You
concept.
I could see you like scribbling on a notepad, like eliminating who is not with who and who the potentially couples could be. So
Yeah, that's a good one. Oh, I'm
so
intrigued by that one, I think, more than the others.
So check that one out. I gotta say, The Bachelor is probably up there just because it's like iconic. You know, it's been around forever, but everybody talks about it. Like you can always find somebody to talk about it with.
Right.
That's one. That's
It's culture
that's one.
right now.
Yeah, that's one thing I enjoy about it too. Is like I can go to work and like ask whatever pharmacist I'm working with if it's a woman or something, and just be like, "Hey, do you watch The Bachelor?" And the odds are they do. And then you can
Right.
just like talk about that for a while. Um, okay, so The Bachelor, and then I would say Love Island's pretty good. I like the concept of Love Island. It's like people like cycle in and out. So there's like a core group of people that pair up at first, and then there's like new people that come into the house. So then you have to like either stay loyal to your person or you pick the new person. And so it's kind of just like interesting concept. And then people get like
Okay.
eliminated from the island if nobody
Lots
pairs
of
up with them.
drama.
Yeah, lots of drama. So those are my top three. And it sounds like you're not a big romance show kind of guy, big dating show kind of guy.
No, no, not at this point. But I
You're
mean,
just,
who knows? I might get hooked.
you're just more of a Game of Thrones kind of guy and things
Yeah,
like
I
that.
don't watch a ton of TV right now. Mostly just basketball. But I do love a good, like, I mean, I watched Game of Thrones, but that's the only, actually, Game of Thrones and Ted Lasso are the only two TV series that I've watched all the way through.
Game of Thrones and what?
Ted Lasso.
Oh yeah, Ted Lasso was a classic. I think there's a season 3 coming out, isn't there?
Yeah. Yeah. I think that, yeah, it's coming out, I think in the summer sometime. So summer,
Yeah, we,
fall.
we we talked about that. Hopefully my Apple TV subscription doesn't run out by then. I have like a free 1 year, but since we got like new phones, and if
I'm glad you mentioned that because it's probably going to charge me soon.
I know if mine runs out, I'm gonna be devastated because I don't watch anything else on Apple TV. You know.
Right. Yeah. There's just not that much there, but yeah, there's just so much stuff right now. And I mean, I like watching TV, and I think we're going to start Parks and Rec here soon. I don't know if you like that one. But yeah, I just have a hard time because just I don't prioritize that as much.
You seem like a big like Office fan to me. Are you a big Office fan?
I think I would like it. I haven't watched it. I've seen a
I
few episodes.
Yeah, I've seen a few episodes. I never got hooked on it, but it obviously is like super popular. So I've always thought
Right.
about like giving it another chance, but it's also like a huge commitment. I feel like there's like a ton of episodes, a ton of seasons.
Yeah.
But Parks and Rec is fire. I watched Parks and Rec all the way through. It was very good. You get attached to the characters, which I think is like the same concept as The Office. I just haven't like stuck through it enough to get attached to them.
Right.
So that's been my problem there. I think there's a general rule of thumb where you have to watch like 5 to 10 episodes of something before like really giving it a fair chance.
Not 12 episodes. That's for podcast.
No, that's no, that's just depending on whether you give up or not as the creator, the content creator. You
Oh,
know.
okay. Gotcha.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
So as a viewer, I think it's more of a 5 to 10 range.
Okay. Okay. That makes sense.
Yeah.
That's why I love Game of Thrones so much, is because you fall in love with these characters, and like next thing you know, like they're like the king or the prince or the queen or something, and then they get beheaded, and you're like, what? It just blows your mind. And then there's that much heartbreak, and then you have to find someone new, and then
Yeah, that's always devastating when you watch shows and stuff where they kill off characters because you're always just like, oh, like I love this person. Now they just killed them off, you know?
or like there's those scenes, like I don't know, there's a couple episodes where like five main characters die, and it's like, oh my gosh, like what the heck?
Like big war scenes or what?
Yeah, I don't want to ruin anything. There's some war scenes, there's some, but there's a couple episodes where it's completely unexpected. You just think something's a pleasant meeting between groups of people that's not going to be like a war. And yeah,
And then
I don't want to spoil
and then
anything.
they just slaughter all the other people on the other side, or what?
Yeah.
What's the concept between that? Is it like two kingdoms or something like, and they fight against each other throughout the whole
Yeah, I
series,
think
or what?
there's 7 kingdoms, but there's like a main capital, and that's where the throne is. And there's different houses, and I think there's 7. It's been a while since I've watched, but basically there's 7 houses. There's some minor houses, and some of the houses get along with each other. Some of them don't. Some of them historically had dragons. Some are more building their way into power, and it's just kind of a big political war, to get to the seat of power.
Everyone wants to
Um,
be in the throne.
yeah, and then kind of to the north, there's basically they're called White Walkers, but they're basically zombies, like coming down, trying to ruin all of human civilization. So like, even while the humans are feuding, there's this like existential threat for humanity.
Yeah, those things are creepy. I've seen like little pictures of them on Twitter and stuff. The White Walkers are
Yeah.
creepy for sure.
Yeah. And then you throw in some dragons, like one house like had power for a long time, and then there was a bunch of incest, and so they all went mad. And then they were in power because they had dragons, but their dragons died off, and then they were kind of screwed. But then they got more dragons, so it's kind of them fighting back their way into power.
Yeah, wasn't there a lot of like incest going on and all those like olden
Yeah,
kingdom things? Like, yeah, what is with that? And how can you have like a leader that has like 3 arms or like, 4 eyes or whatever it may be? Like, don't they usually come out like a little bit deformed when you have some incest?
I'm not an I'm not an expert on incest. To be
Well,
honest, it's not how it manifests in the show. I will say that.
why don't you do some research for everybody and get back to us on incest and,
Sounds
and
good.
the,
Yeah.
the percentage of deformities upon birth?
Okay. Yep. It's on my to-do list.
Okay, good. Speaking of throne, when you were talking about that, it pops into my head. Have you ever been to like a McDonald's as a kid where they had like the Ronald McDonald throne that you could sit on?
Yes.
Yeah.
He was always so creepy, though. Did he creep you out?
No, he didn't creep me out. I was a big McDonald's guy, so I wasn't very creeped out by it, I guess. He was more of like a hero to me.
Okay. Interesting.
What
Yeah,
creeped you out? Are you
I
just
never wanted to sit on it because Ronald scared me. I didn't like clowns.
yeah, you're anti-clowns? Is that what it is?
Yeah. Yeah.
Or is it one of your deepest fears, would you say?
Yeah. I guess my main fear is being tickled. That's like my biggest one.
Being tickled. So imagine being tickled by a clown. Is that just
Yeah,
terrifying?
that's like the number 2 thing. And then my third one is like cliffs,
Cliffs? Like what? Like driving over what cliff on accident?
like hiking and falling off a cliff. Like I don't mind being up high or like roller coasters. It doesn't bother me. It's really just like cliffs. I don't know.
Are you worried about like you're standing at the edge of the cliff taking a picture and it crumbles and then you fall back and
Yeah, that. Yeah.
go
I mean, it
tumbling
could.
down the
Yeah.
hill?
Anyway. Yeah. I don't know. It scares me when I could take a step and die.
I feel like those are kind of weird things to be afraid of, like for your deepest fears. Clowns, I think clowns make sense. It's like everybody, if you polled every person in the world about clowns, would be like top 5%, like a
Yeah.
top five a majority of the time, wouldn't you say?
Yeah. Probably. I
Okay.
mean,
Are you a big
yeah. Well,
are you a big scary movie guy?
no, I'm not. But I don't dislike scary movies. I'm just not always in the mood for them.
So you're not afraid of them?
No, not really.
I
How
think
about you?
I'm afraid of scary movies. Yeah. I feel like they give me nightmares and I don't like having nightmares. Like I like to go to bed and just be peaceful, just good vibes. Like I don't like to go to bed and like worry about hearing footsteps in my living room or just start just freaking out about monsters under my bed or something.
That's fair.
I feel like I'm more so terrified of like scary movies with like creatures and stuff doesn't really freak me out. But it's like ghosts. I think like ghosts really sketch me out. Like Paranormal Activity are like movies about ghosts, obviously, and they're like super cheesy and stupid. But like that kind of stuff freaks me out. Like haunted things always
Interesting.
terrifies me. Yeah,
I'm like the opposite.
because like that kind of stuff is like real. Like that can happen. Like, do you believe in ghosts?
No,
Why not?
because there's no proof of ghosts.
Yeah,
I,
there. I feel like there is.
and people are crazy. That's why some of those the people ones scare me. It's because like people are crazy, and if like right, there are serial killers that are really messed up and are into that kind of thing and deforming bodies and like that. Like that scares me because we know that happens. zombies, ghosts. It's a story to me, but
Yeah, no, I get what you're saying. Like that's what terrifies me about scary movies is like things that are possible. And like I know you say like ghosts are not real, like you don't believe in them, but you also have no proof that they're not real, you know? Like I don't have proof that they are real, but like I do believe in them for sure. I don't know why people like have to be ghosts and be so pissed off and like come back and haunt people. Like, wouldn't you want to just want to enjoy like the afterlife?
yeah, for sure.
Or is it because some people like are trapped and they don't have an afterlife? Because I think that's like what they talk about with ghosts a lot. Their like soul is trapped somewhere, you know?
Right. I mean, you're talking to the wrong guy. Yeah, I'm sorry.
It doesn't give you like the heebie-jeebies to like go somewhere where someone was murdered or something.
I have always wanted to do like a real like a haunted tour at like an insane asylum, like one of those in the past that was closed down or something, or a big cemetery. Like I haven't done a ton of those things, but like just walking out in the middle of the day, no, I don't get super scared about those things.
I feel like you should have to spend a night at like a haunted mansion or something just to
Yeah,
like get the effect. And then I bet you would come out of there telling me that they're real.
yeah. No, you could be right. I feel like I haven't experienced that, so I'll add that to my to do list as well.
Okay. Are you a big haunted houses guy?
I like haunted houses. Yeah, I like being jump scared. I think that's fun.
I literally hate being scared. Like I hate being shouted at and stuff. And people that work at haunted houses, I'm sorry, but you got problems. Like in order to like be crawling around in some room, like dressed up in like makeup and some costume, like screaming at kids and screaming at adults, like you got some problem. You got some screws loose
See, I
upstairs.
always thought that would be a ton of fun.
Yeah, that's because you got screws loose. See, that's one of the reasons why I don't like scary movies too, is like it's a lot of just like popping, like things popping out at you, and like my heart is just constantly racing. Like I already probably have a pretty unhealthy heart. I cannot handle things like that, you know? Yeah, that's like an ultimate stress test on my heart.
What's the scariest place you've been or like the most haunted place you've been?
I don't know. At my grandparents though, they told me this story once that like I think this guy was like chilling in a chair and he either like killed himself or got murdered or something. And then ever since I knew that story, I swear there's ghosts at my grandma's house.
So like, what does that look like to you? Do you hear voices? Do you see things? Do you hear noises?
I think more like hearing voices and hearing noises. Like obviously I could just be like dreaming of things because I never really like was worried about it beforehand. But then once I found out the story, I started like hearing things and seeing things. So I think it's a lot of like my brain also being like demented and basically creating these things that don't exist. But like once I found out about that, like it was never the same. And I stayed there for 5 weeks. Like we used to record actually some shows when I was living there. And maybe if you watch back the clips, you can see like creatures or shadows behind me or something.
Yeah. Yeah. I think what I'm taking away from this is that we need to do like a haunted tour, like not like a jump scare thing, but go to a haunted historical location and do a tour.
Dude, I don't think I could handle that. I
Come
think I think it'd be good content if we did an episode from there, but I would be so nervous. Like I'd be freaking out probably.
on.
I don't know what it is, dude. I don't know what it is, but I just start like playing things in my head and just start freaking myself out. But I do like reading about things like there's this one really haunted place I think in the middle of nowhere, like where it was a whole family living, and then some guy went into their house and they're all gone, like hid in the attic, and then he came out in the middle of the night while they're all sleeping and like murdered them with like an axe. All of them, just slaughtered them while they're sleeping.
That is
So
not ideal.
so like that place is like one of the most haunted places in the US, I think, and there's not a chance you will catch me within 100 miles of that house. But isn't
Okay,
that
we can find
terrifying?
something less haunted than that, but
But that's like what you were talking about. It's like that stuff is scary in like scary movies and everything because that's something that can actually happen. Like it actually happened. And like thinking of people just like breaking into your place and hiding somewhere and then murdering you. Like I always think about that with my car. Like when I'm driving my car around, I always like do a double take to the back seat and see if anybody's just laying down there, just ready to just like reach over and
oh,
kill me.
that would be the scariest. Like,
Yeah. Yeah,
oh, I'm
dude.
not gonna be able to. I'm not driving tomorrow. I don't think, but
I'll always check the back seat, dude, because that would freak me out if someone was not that I would really do anything anyways. Like it's not like I could beat him up when I'm buckled in the front driver's seat, but like he's got all the leverage at that point. But I think I'd rather know rather than like be driving and then he pops out and just slits my throat or something.
yeah, yeah,
And if I live through it, that's gonna be really expensive to like detail my car and make sure I get the blood out, of all the
right,
seats.
right. And
That's
if you
why
don't live through it, you're a ghost. So like, it's kind of a lose lose.
yeah. I don't know. I think if ghosts are real and you have an opportunity to haunt people, I'm not going to haunt anybody. I'm just going to leave them alone because I've been fortunate enough not to really be haunted yet. So thank you,
You'd be
ghost,
such a
for
happy ghost, David.
I think yeah, I mean, hopefully, like, hopefully Satan and I get along when I go down to hell, and we can just, like, I don't know, maybe start a podcast down there, play a little golf or something. I don't know. We'll see what happens. Okay. Well, thank you for telling me some of your fears. Is there any other fears that you want to talk about?
No, I think those are my main ones. Do you have any others?
Yeah, I'm scared of a lot of things, I think. Um, so haunted houses, scary movies. I'm really anti snakes. I hate
Mm,
snakes. I think snakes has got to be my biggest fear as far as like creatures. Um, they're fast. They don't even have legs, but somehow they're fast. They're on like all areas. You can't escape them. Like they're snakes in all climates, mainly hot ones, but
yeah,
they're most of them are poisonous. If it's not
water
poisonous, it would
snakes.
still hurt. Water snakes are terrifying.
Yeah, that
Like
water snakes, I would agree with you for sure.
anacondas are terrifying. Have you seen the movie Anacondas?
No.
See, that just like gives me this, because those aren't even real, like the size of the anacondas in the movies, obviously, but like then I'm just terrified of just like gigantic anacondas just
Right,
suffocating
right.
me. But even like normal anacondas, they just strangle you and stuff. Yeah, dude, I hate snakes. They can be anywhere. They can swim fast, like you said. Like you really can't escape them. And my brother had a snake for a while, and it was just terrifying. He made me hold it. That was like, yeah, it was. I think it was like
That's the day that David became pissed off at the world.
I want to say it was a python, like a little python. It was, I don't know, probably like it was decently long, but you could hold it in your hand because it likes to like curl up around your wrist and
Yeah,
stuff. But it just freaked me out. I was always thinking it was just gonna like snap and bite me in the neck or something.
yeah,
So that's a day that I really faced my fear. I'm not a big spider guy. I'd say I'm afraid of spiders a little bit. Not the
okay,
fact that like I see a spider and won't kill it, but like they definitely give me the heebie-jeebies seeing them. And
yeah.
little ones don't do it for me, but like big furry ones, oh dude, those are so creepy. Like tarantulas. Like if you just imagine like a tarantula that just breaks out of its cage or whatever you put them in, like what do you call those things? It's not really a cage.
Uh,
Contain
Habitat. I
contain
don't know.
habitat, sure, yeah, it breaks out of the habitat and then it's like just crawling on my face when I'm sleeping. Oh yeah, they give me the heebie jeebies.
That's gross. I actually, this made this. I thought of something when you talked about this.
Okay.
A week and a half ago, we found a lizard under our bed.
In Chicago?
Yes, in the winter.
What?
So either like someone in the apartment had a lizard on the loose, or there's like some like random lizard infestation, but like we haven't seen anything since.
Did you tell the landlord about that?
We didn't because we were like, okay, like maybe it's just someone's pet. Um,
Well,
and
I'd
it,
be
but it was
I,
tiny, so it was like a baby. So like I have no idea.
I feel like I would check with him and just be like, hey, I found a lizard under my bed. Is this the first that you're hearing of this, or
Yeah.
have other people complained about it? Because I have a guess that you're not supposed to have lizards at your place.
No, for sure not.
Yeah, so somebody's breaking the lease agreement.
Yeah.
So you
I
also,
almost hope that that's the case, and like there's not a lizard problem because that would be.
yeah, I retract my statement. Don't report it. You don't want to be a snitch. If someone has like pet lizards, don't snitch on them. Just
You don't think so?
it's unfortunate that it happened to you. Um, but hopefully, you haven't seen any since. I mean, maybe you
No.
brought it. Were there a lot of lizards in Louisville? Did you bring one when you were packing?
No, I don't. I don't think so. Well, there's like, are they like skinks or there's some kind of small lizard, and this wasn't that.
Yeah, that reminds me. When we would go to Florida, like as kids, my brother and I would like catch the lizards.
Yeah,
They're those little like, are they geckos?
yeah. Well, some of them are geckos. I, they might be the same thing. I'm looking up what a skink is.
Okay.
Oh no, a skink's a.
I think that's just a bad thing that you can call a woman.
Is it actually?
No, I'm just kidding. But yeah, we used to catch those things, and then since we would drive to Florida and back, we would get like a little cage and put them all in the cage,
Yeah,
and see if we could make them last until we got all the way home, and only the strong survived. So I think that's what Darwinism is like putting lizards in the cage and seeing which ones can survive the drive. So then the ones that would make it back, we would keep alive for a while, and sometimes our cage, like they would get out. I don't remember how, but they would get out, and then that would just be so creepy just having those things
that's
around somewhere, and they're
that
like
is creepy.
impossible to find. They don't make
Right.
noises. Like they're tiny. They don't even crumble things around when they walk, I feel like.
Right.
So and it always would happen like when my dad was on the road for work, like for some reason, because he was probably the, obviously my brother was not, he's a big like animal guy. He's had like ferrets and an alligator and snakes, obviously. So he loves animals, but it would always like get out when my brother wasn't home and my dad was gone. So like my mom and I would have to try to catch this thing, and it was a terrible experience all around.
I would pay so much money to go back and watch that.
Yeah, I would like to see a recording of that too. I was probably jumping around like a little girl.
I just want to see David scared. That's all I want. That's my
Yeah, I
main
don't
takeaway
know.
from today.
This discussion has really showed me that I am scared of a lot of things. Sharks, I'm really scared of sharks. But sharks you can get away from, you just don't go in the ocean and swim.
Right. Don't do it,
Um,
buddy.
but I do like swimming and I like the ocean, so it's unfortunate that I have to be scared of them. Like snorkeling and stuff, and I've always wanted to scuba dive, but I'm terrified of sharks, so I don't know if I'll ever do it or not.
Scuba diving is freaky. I mean, it'd be sweet, but like that kind of scares me, I guess.
Have you done it?
I haven't. I've snorkeled a handful of times, but
Yeah, I've snorkeled too. I've never scuba dived. It would be such a weird concept breathing underwater to me.
well, yeah, that's it's like the pressure kind of like scares me, to be honest. It's not even as much like the animals in the ocean. Like it's just like the pressure of being like dark underwater, and if my equipment fails, like I'd be scared.
I feel like there's a lot of things in the ocean that can kill you though,
Oh yeah.
which is terrifying. And it's like they all like swim faster than us. A lot of them pack a big punch with their bites, like sharks. And you think of like you could like hit one of those lionfish or something, and then next thing you know, you're like dead that way. Like it's not even a
Right.
big thing. Or like jellyfish. Have you ever got stung by a jellyfish?
Mm-mm. Have
Dude,
you?
it hurts. I got stung by like little jellyfish, and it's painful. So big jellyfish, like have you
Did you
seen
pee
how
on it?
big jellyfish can be? If those things wrap their tentacles around you and shocked you, that would be horrific.
Did you pee on it?
I did, yeah, I did.
Did that help?
I don't know if it helped or not. I just know from movies and TV shows that you're supposed to pee on it. So luckily it was like on my foot. So I just right in the shower just took a little leak towards it, and next thing you know, it was cured. What is the thing that you're supposed to like bathe in tomato juice for?
Is that the skunk?
Oh yeah, skunks. Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
not scared of skunks, I would say, but that's another little thing that can pack a punch.
Yeah. Eels.
Eels are terrifying, dude.
Eels
Those
are yeah.
those things are freaky. And like not only can they actually shock you, like is there electric eels or is that like a myth as a child?
I don't know. I thought that there was some that had some electric, because don't they kind of glow? I don't know if they can shock you though, but I feel like they definitely have some electric property, but maybe it can't hurt you. I don't know.
You think eels glow in the dark?
'Cause I thought some of them kind of can.
No, I think that's more like a cartoon thing. They have like little lightning bolts around them that you can see, like they're just glowing all the time. That's how you know
Yeah.
not to go near them.
Just
But
take me back to like first or like second grade where we were learning about animals.
yeah, but they're also like terrifying and they're super ugly. Like, have you seen their teeth and everything?
Yeah.
And they're quick. They're quick.
Yeah.
One time I was snorkeling. It reminds me, I was on a trip to Florida as a school trip, and we were snorkeling like in the middle of the ocean, which was scary in the first place because you're just far out there. We drove on a boat for like 2 hours to get out to this coral reef, and I was eye to eye with a barracuda,
What?
like 10 feet away from a barracuda. And if you've seen Finding Nemo, barracudas are terrifying.
Would they kill you or just really mess you up?
I don't think they go after humans, but when you're looking it in the eyes, like you definitely think it's gonna mess you up. But what happened was, I think they're like kind of scared of humans. So I was like snorkeling, swimming around, just looking, and in the middle of the water, there was like I was like, oh, that thing looks like it's kind of a long fish. Like I'm gonna go check it out. I swim over to it. It's facing the other way, so it didn't see me. I was swimming over to it real gentle, trying not to scare it. And then it turned around and looked at me, and we just like looked at each other. And then I looked over to my one of my teachers that was snorkeling with me. And I look over and we look at each other and look back at the thing, and it was gone. It just bolted. They're really fast, I think.
Oh dang. Yeah, that's interesting. That's really cool.
What else I see? I saw a stingray. That was
Those
cool.
are scary too.
Those are scary too. Yeah. If uh if Steve Irwin can get murdered by a stingray, anyone can get murdered by a
Yeah,
stingray,
exactly.
Because like that guy has messed with some crazy animals, and the stingray is the one that did it in for him. I was
Right.
not expecting that. I was thinking it was gonna be one of the crocodiles one time or another. Yeah. I don't know. But yeah, the ocean's terrifying. And then when it gets dark, like way down deeper, like when it's super dark, that's terrifying.
Yeah.
But maybe I'll watch like a Netflix show about oceans because I think I do appreciate I appreciate water and like and saltwater and freshwater fish.
Well, then you have like sea turtles that are just like the most peaceful, cool things to like see.
Yeah, yeah, they're super cool to like see swimming around. So those can live like till they're like 150 too, can't they?
They're old.
What is that all about? Like, why can they live so long?
Good vibes, bro. I don't know.
Just good vibes make you last longer.
Yeah.
That is true. Yeah, if you have good vibes, I think you can last much longer. So keep that in mind, everybody. Have
Good
good
vibes.
vibes. Yeah, good vibes help you in many ways, and then living longer is one of them. Yeah, I mean, those are the main things that I'm scared of. I think I'm trying to think of other things on land that I'm terrified of because I'm scared of a lot of things in the ocean, I guess. I always have like this irrational fear too when I'm swimming in lakes that there's going to be like sharks swimming around there that are going to just nip me in the legs and drag me under. I think
Yeah,
the
I mean,
con
I feel like it is kind of like when you talk about fears, a lot of fears are irrational, right? But like the ocean at least seems somewhat rational to me because we weren't meant to like live
be
in
in
the
the,
water.
be in the
So like
ocean.
we're outmatched. We're on like on the land. Like, yeah, we're not that fast or anything, but like we probably have equipment or we're near a car or something where we can get safe most of the time.
Do you think there's any percentage chance that mermaids are real?
No.
No. What about mermen?
No. To you?
I don't know. You never know, dude. The ocean is like, haven't we discovered like less than 1% of the ocean?
I have no I mean, but if there were mermaids and merwomen or mermen, they would not be thousands and thousands of feet below the ocean. Like that's why we haven't discovered like, explored all the oceans because it goes super deep.
Oh, so the guy that doesn't believe in mermaids thinks he knows where mermaids live. What if they live in
You
like the
see,
what if mermaids live in like the Arctic Ocean and like we never go there anyways? But they do. I would say I agree. They're like more surface level
yeah.
things.
You've
I
seen
would agree.
you've seen movies. They don't wear clothes. They don't wear enough clothes to like be in Antarctica.
Yeah, but they're a different breed. It's not like a human going in the water. Like they don't freeze.
That's fair.
Think of it. It's not like fish that live in the Antarctic, the Arctic Ocean, have like puffy coats on while they swim around. They're just like made for it. That they're strong, survive.
Yeah.
I
Yeah. I
would
mean,
be
I
interested in
still
that.
don't believe in them though. But
I feel like if they did exist, and I do kind of think that they might exist, if they did, they would be like really creepy. Like they wouldn't be like,
mm,
have you ever seen that scene in Harry Potter with those things? That's like
hmm
what I picture,
yeah,
creepy things like that. Like not like they wouldn't be like beautiful,
yeah.
like the Little Mermaid or whatever. It wouldn't be like a good looking person or like a handsome
Interesting.
man. Like I picture like creepy, like half fish, half human type things.
Yeah. Hmm.
Yeah. I don't know. That was a long rant about mermaids, but I just thought I'd pick your brain and see what you thought.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
I hadn't thought about it too much.
you are pretty like you're like a calculated kind of guy. So I figured
Yeah.
like,
Yeah. Most of that stuff I'm not going to believe in.
yeah,
So
you need proof of things to happen. So
yeah.
I'm hoping that your new apartment is haunted and you get some ghost exposure.
If any of our guests really love like mythical creatures and they want to come on the show, we should do a show about more in depth about these things. I think that'd be
Yeah,
fun.
yeah, I'm down to talk about mythical creatures like Bigfoot and stuff. Do you believe in
Yeah,
Bigfoot?
Loch Ness monster, that kind of thing. I think that'd be
Yeah,
fun.
okay. Well, hey, if you guys are really into this kind of stuff, send us a DM or a comment on our video, and we'll get you on an episode here soon to talk about this stuff. I want to pick your brain.
Yep, I want to do it as well.
Okay, good. Um, let's see. Oh yeah, I got a good grinds my gears that I want to add as well. I went to the Iowa versus Michigan State game. And something that really grinds my gears about like fans at the game is people that sit in the nosebleeds and are screaming at the top of their lungs, like obscenities or like yelling at the coaches or yelling at the players. It's like, dude,
Yeah,
you paid $10 for this ticket. They cannot hear anything that you're saying.
right.
And then there's those
Yeah,
scum. Go ahead.
if it's like a really good atmosphere and everyone's yelling like that's a little different. But like,
It's
it
like
sounds
when
like
it's
that wasn't the case.
when it's like dead silent and then like the guy sitting next to me or across the aisle from me screaming like sit down Tom Izzo, is like Tom Izzo can even hear what he's saying, and if he can hear what he's saying, like he would care what this guy from the middle of Iowa is saying about him. Like come on. So
Yeah,
that's what grinds my gears for sure. And then I never sit like that close at any games, but people that sit close like courtside and like talk a lot of trash to players or coaches, it's like come on, dude. You're like going to this game, just appreciate, like, you literally paid money to come watch this person play, and then you're going to talk trash like to their face. It's like, you're a loser. Like, this person is so much more successful. They're literally playing a game for either a career or like trying to get there eventually if you're watching college sports. And then you're sitting there, you had a terrible day at the office and you take it out and like on these players. And it's like, come on, dude. Like,
No, I agree.
and that's
I
why,
get like playful chirping, but like full on like being rude is stupid.
like taking digs at people, or like when
Yeah,
there was like that thing going on in the NBA last year where people would like dump popcorn on players or a soda or something. Come on,
yeah,
dude. Like, we got to be better than that. If you're paying money to go watch these people play, you have no right to do those kind of things.
for sure. It ruins
And,
it for everyone else.
and I think if you like are chirping them, then the players should be able to chirp back. I tweeted
Oh,
about this.
oh yeah, I'm a big fan of that.
Like, I saw this guy in college, like he was getting chirped probably by the away team, like student section all game. He like twacked a three to go to take the lead at the end of the game, and he like shush the crowd or something, and he got a technical, and it's like, that's so dumb.
Oh, that's stupid.
It's so dumb, and that's like changes the outcome of the game.
Right. And
Like,
I like that. Like if I like, as long as it's somewhat in line, like I think that's fun.
yeah, we're not rooting for like a malice at the palace type situation,
Right.
but
No,
like
no, no, no.
if you're getting talk trash to you, you should be able to like stand up for
Yeah,
yourself and talk a little trash back.
for sure.
So that grinds my gears right there.
Hmm.
And it
You,
grind, and
do you feel okay about that, or do you do more venting?
no, I think I vented enough. It was just something that was on my mind. I just wanted to complain about it. And also, like, here's a lesson for people out there: if you're going to a game and you're going to gamble on it, never gamble on the away team, because it was a miserable experience. I had a couple bucks on Michigan State, and to see them get blown out by like 30 was brutal. And just having Iowa fans screaming around me, like, in hindsight, I should have just bet on the Hawks and rooted for them and been happy with everybody else. But of course, I was just sitting there grumpy as
Yeah,
ever.
it's like a lose-lose.
It's a lose-lose. It was really dumb of me, but I was like, it's going to be a close game. Like, I took the spread. I was like, there's no way it's going to be a blowout. It's Michigan State. And then next thing you know, they lose by 30. They look like the worst team I've ever seen with my own two eyes. And then the other day they're playing Purdue, number 4 in the country. And I'm like, okay, I'm hammering Purdue because Michigan State just showed me they're terrible. Next thing you know, Michigan State upsets them.
That was insane.
Yeah. So basically Michigan State's on my blacklist. I don't gamble on them anymore, or their
Okay.
opponents.
Okay. Good to know.
So we're getting a little long here. We can just get to wrapping it up. I think we should do, unless you have a grinds my gears, we can move into a top 3 today.
I'll save it for another week.
Come on, give us your grinds my gears. You got to
Okay.
participate a little
It's
bit.
quick. It's quick.
Yeah, go ahead.
So my grinds my gears this week is when barbers miss hair around the ears.
Okay. Talk a little bit about that.
Yeah, like, right. So you go get your haircut. At least my haircut's really simple. Like, they do, some number around the sides. They do some shears on the top, and they kind of blend it together. Voila, you're done. And like that stuff, like, is a lot harder to like blend and all that. Then when they're going around the ears, all they have to do is like look. Oh, like I got everything. Or, oh no, I missed 8 hairs. Let's snip them with the scissors that I have right here. And it takes an extra 10 seconds. And so it grinds my gears when they miss that, because seems like an easy check. Like when you go to the grocery store, they make sure that they open your eggs up to make sure that there aren't any broken eggs.
Yeah.
So let's look for the hairs around the ears.
Yeah, it does really grind my gears when I like get home from a haircut and like you shower or something, and then you find out there's like a long hair at the back of your head or around your ears or something. Like, it's like, come on. And like women's haircuts always take like 3 hours or something, and it's always like absurd.
Yeah.
Like I remember my mom would like, she'd be gone for like a few hours getting her hair done, and like it definitely like makes sense because their hair like is more like delicate, I guess, and like they do more things to it rather than ours. Like you said, you buzz the sides and trim the top and blend it together, but they could like take an extra couple minutes and make sure that everything's like thorough and done.
Right.
I've gone to Great Clips and been in and out in like 12 minutes.
It's
And those are like the worst haircuts, when they just brush through it. And then you're like, you could at least like take your time, like buzzing through it. Otherwise you're going to like miss spots. You're going to have thick spots. And
right.
Where do you get your haircut? You seem like a big, like scissors and scotch kind of guy.
No, I do. I like that concept. I have never been. It was just a place down the block.
Yeah.
So
Do you go to like an actual barber, or?
They had both. They had like barbers, and they did like women's hairdos too. I don't know what the terms are, but they did it. They did it all. So
A stylist?
yeah.
But you don't go to like a Great Clips or Cost Cutters or a chain like that?
I might after this experience, but it was like a local place.
Was it expensive?
It was like 35 bucks,
It's not bad, I guess. Like, as an
which
after tip
in
or before
Chicago
tip?
I think seems like I'm like normal.
Is that after or before tip?
Before.
Okay.
So the one thing that I look for though in a haircut is I just want to book it online. I know that a lot of places do that now, but I hate like the barber like walk-in lines. Like I don't want to wait an hour to get my haircut. I want it, and then so just down the block, I'll probably try a new place next time.
I think that's kind of how scissors and scotch is. You just walk in and like hope that there's not a lot of people there. And there's another haircut place that was near Drake. I remember that people it was popular, especially among the SIG-Eps, that I thought about checking out once or twice because SIG-Eps always had nice clean fades, but they always said it was like more of an experience. Like you go for a few hours. And like I don't want to do that. Like I
I know
want to
what
be in
you're
and out.
talking. Yeah, it's like a biker place. They have like a keg of beer. And,
Yeah, like I just want to be in and out, you know.
yeah. Where do you go?
Usually great clips. I have to go to a whole different city to get haircuts now. Like in Iowa City, there's like two great clips and they're always full. Like I have the app where like you can log in and sign up and like check in ahead of time. And it always says like 2 hour plus wait, try again later. It doesn't even let you like put your name in.
Dang, that's
So,
brutal.
so every time I visit my girlfriend in Des Moines, I have to stop and get a haircut. That's one thing that I want to know. Please DM me or comment on this video if you know how to give haircuts and give fades, because I want to find a friend that will give me haircuts and I'll pay them. But like, I want to find a barber or a buddy that can do it for me because I don't want to go to Great Clips, but I do because like, I haven't found like a better option at this point.
Yeah, slim pickings these days.
Yeah. I'm glad you told me because one of my grinds, my gears that reminded me that is when you like say that you have a story, but you're going to hold it for next time, because then you like always forget, I
Mm.
feel like. So that's how my grinds my gears this week as well. I like when you think of something, I want to hear it right then and there.
I can tell you've been working on your approachableness and then being more approachable because this is, I feel like, the first time you've confronted me about something. So
Yeah.
I'm glad.
I'm trying to be constructive. I want to see, the people want to hear your stories, Craig. So when you have something that comes to the front of your mind, just let it out. This is your
Okay.
place to let it out. It's a
Yeah.
safe space.
I don't normally have that many things, but I want to give that space to you to vent and let your many frustrations out. But I won't let it be pent up in myself.
Okay, I appreciate it. I do remember when I was a kid, I used to just get straight buzz cuts, and my dad used to do them at home. So when it was haircut day, you'd go either in the garage or in the basement, and you put the towel around your neck. And he was so aggressive with it. Like sometimes I would cry. Like when I was younger, and he would give me haircuts, he would make me cry because he would like be so mad that he had to do it that he would like dig into my head with like
Yep.
the clippers, and I was like, oh.
Experience.
And then he just called me soft because I would just be sitting there just like emotional and just hurt. My head would be sore for like 2 weeks after doing it. But yeah, I don't know why he had to be so aggressive.
I was pondering this the other day when I was getting my haircut. Are you more scared of being bald or of having a dad bod?
That's a good question. I would say having a dad bod, and
Okay.
it's hard for me to say that because I already have one. But like an even worse dad bod, would definitely be more scary for me because I feel like
You're good, bro.
there's a lot of there's a lot of good looking bald dudes out there. Like you can pull off being bald as long as you pull it off early enough and just embrace it. Like you never want to be the guy that is just balding everywhere, but they refuse to give up. Like at that point, you just got to give up and just embrace the baldness.
Yeah.
What do you think?
I'm more scared of being bald. I think I'm gonna be bald soon.
It's in the
That's a
genes.
genuine fear I should have brought up earlier.
It's in the genes.
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
Nielsen genes is to be bald.
My mom's dad was bald at like 24, so I think
And
it's coming quick.
you're what, 25? So
Yeah.
you've already passed it.
I'm happy I've made it this far.
Have you been noticing it thinning out?
I think so. I've always had pretty thin hair, and I think I don't know. I guess I haven't been measuring, but I don't know.
I feel like I have thin hair too. I wish I had like a nice thick head of hair. Maybe I got to start taking like some supplements or something, some biotin
Yeah.
or something.
Yeah. Does that help? You're a pharmacist.
I think so. Yeah, I think that's what it's used for. I don't really know though.
Okay.
I gotta look that up and study that maybe.
Yeah. Let me know because maybe I'll start taking some supplements too.
Yeah. What if you and I have like afros by like 6 months from now if we just start ripping biotin?
Oh, that'd be great.
I feel like we should get some supplement advertisements at that point then.
Yeah.
Okay, let's fly into top three today. We've been running for a while here. I know you got
Sounds
things
good.
to do probably. So top three today. After a weekend of drinking, you had a good idea for both of us to do top three hangover remedies. So this could be anything. I think it could, in my opinion, like it could be food, drink, activity, things like that. So is that okay with you, or do you want to do just
Yeah.
food or drink?
No, let's do it all.
Okay. Okay. I would say medicine is off limits. How about that?
Sounds good. I mean, you're the pharmacist, so like
Or,
I don't know any hangover
well, I
medicine.
feel like you could
Anything.
just, yeah, you could just say like Tylenol for your headache
Yeah,
and famotidine or Tums for your acid reflux. Like, but that's kind of boring. So I say we do no non-pharmacologic uh
that's a big word.
hangover remedies. Yeah,
That's got to be a record for the biggest word on the show so far.
I think so. That's probably like 12 or 13 letters in there.
Yeah, I agree to those terms though. That sounds good.
Okay, I'll let you do the honors of going first. You can do your number three.
My number three is probably some form of working out. This sucks, but I'm gonna say hooping, going playing basketball. Like sometimes you just got to sweat it out, and it sucks. And sometimes you still might be hungover afterwards, but like when I go and sweat it out early on in the day, I feel a lot better. And then I also don't feel like a waste of space if I kind of lay around after that.
I think
So it's
I
kind of
think
like a
I
double whammy for me.
I think I agree with that. I think the best thing you can do is like get up and move and do something, because if you just sit and mope around all day, it just gets worse and worse. I feel
The
like
worst. And
that's the
then you're
best
like,
way to,
I wasted my day and
yeah.
I feel like crap.
Yeah, that's why we had to record the show so I can feel somewhat accomplished today, because like I was doing nothing all day. I was just sitting there doing nothing. So
That was me
I do
yesterday.
agree.
It's brutal.
I have like a funny Andrew Beal story that I kind of have to tell now, and we'll have him on someday. I think we should have him on for sure. But we were playing in this basketball tournament. I think you were busy or something, or out of town, because
Yeah.
Alex Albaugh needed people to play in this tournament. And it was a high school like AAU tournament, and I'll tell like the shortened version. But basically, Beal went out the night before. He knew that we had to go to this basketball tournament and had to leave at like 7 a.m. He went out and went way too hard. And then he was telling us that he didn't want to go, but we literally only had 5 players. So he was like trying to bail. And Alex was not taking no for an answer. So he was like calling him and like calling him. And then we eventually like went into Juliet or what was that building called on campus? The dorm in the middle of campus across from the library.
Uh,
Jewett.
Jewett, yeah, Jewett Hall.
So we went to Jewett Hall. We pounded on his door and everything. We dragged him out of bed, and he was like yakking outside the car. But we like forced him to go, and he skipped the whole first game. We played 5-on-4, and then but once he started playing, like he bounced back. So you're right. I think you just got to get
Yeah,
up and sweat it out.
good example there.
Yeah, great example. My number three, I'm gonna have to go with Pedialyte or Liquid IV. So being able to drink one of those and get the electrolytes back, I think it's just a good way to like revitalize your body. A little bit of Gatorade too, get some Gatorade action. Just drink those electrolytes and just bounce back that way.
Yeah, that's good. Classic. I've actually never really used either of those, but I need to stock up because I feel like I know that the hype is real.
Yeah, I feel like the Liquid IVs are expensive. That's the only problem with that one. But
Yeah,
like it's like a Crystal Light packet, pour it in your water, shake it up, drink it, and you usually feel a little better.
yeah, that's cool.
Okay.
I'll have to get one. My second one is it's much less healthy. It's Buffalo Mac,
Okay.
but
That's really specific.
yeah, when I get hungover, I feel like I need some carbs to kind of soak up everything, and getting a little bit of the spiciness in there and a little bit of the chicken protein is the perfect combo.
I see. I got like bad acid reflux. I think I have erosive esophagitis. Another big word. Another big word for the fans out there. But a lot of the times I get bad acid reflux, especially after drinking. Like if I've been drinking beers and seltzers all night, or especially hard liquor, and I wake up and then I'm smacking Buffalo Mac, that would be detrimental for my esophagus, I feel like.
Have you
But
tried?
that's
Don't knock until you try, David.
yeah, no, that's a good point. I'll have to give it a try sometime. Mine is a similar one, but I'm gonna say pizza. Being able to just smack some greasy pizza, like I'm talking cheap, like dirt cheap pizza, like
Little
Domino's
Caesars.
pizza, Little Caesars, like just being able to smack that Casey's, just greasy pizza, it just slaps different when you're hungover.
Yeah, that's a good one. Very similar concept.
Yep, yep, good idea. All right, what's your top one?
My top one is drinking Bloody Mary.
Oh, you're a
Little
Bloodies
hair of
guy.
the dog that bit you.
Yeah,
The saltiness, throwing a pickle. Oh, it's delightful.
You just like to fight fire with fire and bounce back
Fight
that
fire with
way.
fire. Yep.
Yeah. Okay. Are you a
Run out
big
of oxygen eventually.
I'm definitely not a Bloody Mary guy, but you seem like the type of guy that goes to a brunch place, gets a bloody, and like has all the stuff stacked on top of it. Are you a big fan of that?
Yeah, although there's such few places now that have like a bunch of stuff on top. But I do get that when it's available.
I feel like one day if we get a guest on that likes Bloody Marys, we could just have you and the guest do like top Bloody Mary accessories or whatever you
Oh,
call them.
that's a
Like,
good
yeah,
one. Yeah,
yeah, yeah.
I'd be a
Because
big fan of that.
I feel like there's a lot of options, and even though I don't like Bloody Marys, I feel like I could still eat some things on top of
Yeah.
the drink. So I could participate in that as well. All right, we'll put it on the list. I'll put it in my phone. Um, my number one, I think, hangover remedy is like a cool shower.
Mm,
I don't like being hot in the shower. Usually I like warm showers, but I also don't want to be freezing cold. I know cold showers are good for you for multiple different reasons, a lot of health benefits, but a cool shower is just feels so good when you're hungover. It like helps you just wake up. It just like sends a jolt through your body. It's kind of like your original one, like getting up and playing basketball or doing something. You're like getting out of bed, getting off the couch, you're changing, you don't feel nasty, you're showering. Like that really
yeah.
just like changes my day.
I hate cold showers, but I do think that would help
I think you should
shock the
try.
body.
I think you should try cold shower sometime. It is. I am more of like a do as I say, not as I do, because I can't say that I take a lot of cold showers, but they are good for you and they do make you feel a lot better.
Cool.
But
I'll
suffering through it is rough.
I'll try that out, Dr. Wood.
Yeah, give it a shot. Alex Albaugh is a big cold shower guy. He's the one that turned me on to that. And then I had a next door neighbor at the Drake house that he was a big cold showers guy too. So he would always tell me about his experience.
I'll, I have a big to-do list after today.
Yeah, you do.
Incest,
Yeah, get where.
whatever that lizard was that I was thinking of, and then cold showers.
Yeah, maybe a few mermaid documentaries,
Yeah.
Ghost Adventures,
Yeah.
Paranormal Activity 1 through 6 or whatever there are now. But okay, hey, that was a fun episode. I think we went probably a little longer than we thought we would, but I had a good time. Hopefully you did as well.
Yes, sir.
All right,
Always do it.
my voice is cracked. That's a good ending of the show. That's a good time to wrap it up. But yeah, it was a fun time. We'll try to get back in a few weeks and. Next episode, little sneak peek, we'll get Josh McInerney back on. We're going to do a March Madness episode. Who knows? Maybe we could do a March Madness episode and a regular episode at the same time.
Yeah.
Just get content out there for the fans. But we want to wait till Selection Sunday and get our brackets up and see if we can get some predictions out there for the fans.
Yeah. Good luck to the Bulldogs in Arch Madness too. But thanks for the good vibes today from you, David, and our listeners.
Yeah. Hopefully, I'm working on my approachability. So let me know in the comments what you think. Like I said, if you watch the show, thank you in advance. If you don't like the show, let it run on mute for 30 seconds. Download and listen on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. If you don't like our voices, just put it on mute. Let it run while you drive in the car. Turn the normal radio on. I don't care. But appreciate your support either way, whether you're listening or not. Thank you very much.
Sounds good. Have a good one, David. Thanks.
All right. Peace, dude.
Peace.